Hey everybody, welcome to Tips for Shooting Street Scene Backdrops with April Massad Photography and Babydream Backdrops. So if I'm slightly blurry, you guys, I'm sorry. My cameraman is at home sick. My cameraman, AKA my 14-year-old son, who is incredible, but he couldn't help me on this one, so I apologize if it's blurry, sound issues. I'm doing the best I can solo. Today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on shooting these type of backdrops from Babydream. They are incredible, the detail is beautiful, and they require hardly any props unless you want to dress it up a little bit. So today I'm going to talk about shooting them, about styling them, editing, all of the above. So get ready, let's get started. I first bought this backdrop, the Nutcracker one that I have hanging behind me, because a photographer friend that actually is right over there tagged me in it and was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, you need this backdrop. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, I need this backdrop. So I ordered it. When I got it in, like, I've used Babydream for years, but every time you get a backdrop like this in, it's just the detail and the color and the richness of it, it takes your breath away every single time you see them. I knew when I got it out and when I hung it up on the wall what I was going to do with it. I knew I wanted, beautiful dresses with rich colors. I knew I wanted minimal props. I kind of knew what direction I wanted to go with it as soon as I got it out. So I knew how I wanted to shoot it, but there's also several things that you can do to make your photographs seem more realistic as far as your subject with your drop. The great thing about Babydream's designers is that generally the props that they have in these backdrops are readily available to us photographers. So you can get them on Amazon, you can get them at Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, places like that. So usually what I'll do is I will go shopping at Hobby Lobby if I'm wanting some props. And I will have a photo of the backdrop and I'll zoom it way in. And that way I can see the elements in the backdrop because I want to match whatever props I purchase. I want to match the coloring, the styling, all of that with the backdrop as close as I possibly can. So I knew with this backdrop that I definitely wanted some nutcrackers for the girls to hold. Nutcrackers have functions that they can, mess with them and everything, which makes great action shots. So what I did was I went to Hobby Lobby, and of course Christmas is half off right now, so that was nice. And so I zoomed into the backdrop and I tried to find 3 different size nutcrackers that kind of went with the ones that were already in the backdrop. So the next thing I did was I knew I would have dresses because I had rentals from Bentley and Lace. And so I knew I already had dresses, but I wanted to kind of add a little bit of fun to some of the shots. I don't use every prop in every single shot, especially with hair accessories. And so I went on Amazon and I found this super cute little, I think I put Carnival in. I'm gonna provide you guys with links for everything that I purchased. And this little snowman hat, and they're on headbands, so they stay put. And I just thought that they were super cute, and they so added. So the scenes that we're talking about today are obviously street front scenes, are outside. So there's certain props that you can use to sort of enhance the magic of them, like snow, wind, stuff like that. Everyone has their favorite type of fake snow. I have a snow machine. I don't really care about it. It kind of makes a mess. And so my favorite snow is the Frosty snow from Hobby Lobby. What it is it's almost like little pieces of saran wrap, and so it floats really well. It's super easy to clean up. It kind of sticks to fake snow, so if you have like polyfill or Bromers, it will kind of stick to that, but I think it kind of adds to it a little bit. But this is the favorite kind of snow for sure. It's floaty, it's fun, the kids have a blast doing it, and then just add in the fan and you have a good time. Not to sound choosy, but you have a good time. Where are you? Hey! On top of the real snow, or if I just don't want to get the real snow out, I will use snow overlays, and I'm going to link you to those, and then whenever we do the editing portion, I will show you how I use those. So fans. So I know that there's a lot of fans out there that are a lot of money, and I would rather buy more backdrops than spend $1,000 on a fan. That rhymed. Anyway, so I get my fans from Walmart. I will link that too. And they are my favorite. They're like 12 bucks, maybe 19 bucks if you want to splurge. And they're just the best. I love them. The kids love them. They have fun. They get their hair blowing, the snow blowing. It just adds a lot of magic to the images. If you haven't already noticed, I'm a super simple photographer. I am not trying to complicate anything. I'm trying to keep everything as simple as I can. And so shooting is the same. My setup with strobes is essentially exactly the same as my setup for natural light. So I'm in my natural light room right now videoing this, and I'm going to show you my light setup for strobe. Okay guys, so this is my normal setup for the Nutcracker backdrop when I am shooting with strobes. So I use an Einstein with a PLM that is pretty large, and I do not use the back slip cover. I let it shoot through, and I'm shooting it away. So I don't have a subject here, so I'm going to use this dress form. We'll call her Maggie. Hello, Maggie. So Maggie is about 4 feet from the backdrop. I have a VFlat on the right, camera right, and I have my PLM with my strobe shooting through it right here. Now, I need you to note where I have this positioned. So as you'll see when I show you the natural light setup, the setup is literally exactly the same. So I have this light feathered. You'll see, we'll come this way so that you can see it from this angle. So you can see it from this angle that my subject is right here and my PLM is in front of the subject several feet back. I would say about 4 to 5 foot back from the subject, feathered. So most people will put their light over here and it's too in front, and it flattens out the shadows in the subject, Maggie's face. Now this is going to be feathered. If you have a soft box, you're going to shoot it exactly the same. You're going to feather it, so which means you're going to bring it back and you're not going to shoot it directly at your subject. So you can see that when I pull up this image, so both of these images of Hillary I photographed with strobes. And then if I pull up the same backdrop with Hillary with natural light, you can see that I have almost perfectly mimicked my natural light setup with my strobes. So I just want you guys to see that that is possible to get this exact look with natural light or with strobes. Okay, so hopefully that helped you out, you strobe shooters. Basically what you are trying to do, your whole goal is to feather your light source so that you are not putting any additional light on the backdrop. Don't worry if it appears too light in straight out of camera like this, because you can lift those shadows in post, and that is also what's going to help you get those beautiful vibrant colors I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and insert in here right now that your lighting setup in your own studio is your own. You are the boss of your light setup. You can take into account things that other photographers have told you you can or cannot do, but the truth is you can do whatever you want to do in your own studio to achieve whatever look you're going for. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, do what you want. I try to mimic more of a natural light look with my studio lights, not so much a studio light shot, and that's just my personal preference. And if you like that style, then try it out. Do different things with your lights. You don't have to follow whatever rules, other photographers tell you to do. You can do what you want with your own lighting setup to achieve the look that you're going for. There's no right or wrong. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So I'm going to show you my natural light setup really quick, and you'll see that it is very similar to what my studio light setup is. Okay guys, here is my natural light setup. I have every backdrop that is low key. I scrim the back, the light towards the back. So if you were going to use a strobe or so a strobe in a softbox or a strobe in a PLM, you're going to bring it forward and you're going to scrim that backdrop because I don't want any additional light on the backdrop. So that's going to control that. There's Maggie again. Hello Maggie. Thank you for being such an amazing model. Maggie is on the tape, which is about 4 to 5 feet from my backdrop. And you can see that. And then I have my VFlat camera right. And sometimes I will throw a reflector on the floor in front of my subject. Usually with low-key backdrops, I flip it and I use the silver side, but it's on the white side right now and I'm too lazy to change it. There's my fan. So you can see where that is in the subject. And everyone thinks that this room is enormous and it's really not. I'm going to swing around and show you where I shoot from. So generally I am back here sitting on that, like this picture, and my subject is over here like this picture. So you can see there's nothing crazy about it. It is a totally normal natural light setup, and if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so now that you see how I shoot in the natural light room and with studio lights, we're gonna give some tips, okay? So when you are shooting, you want to when you are shooting, you want to shoot slightly underexposed, like this. You also want to shoot on the slightly cooler side, like this, because you're going to do all of this in post. And you say, oh my gosh, I don't have time. Yeah, you do. You have time to do it because I'm going to show you, because I'm telling you right now, I do not spend max 5 minutes on an image, and it might take that long because I'm showing you guys. And all of this can be done quickly, okay? And it's gonna give you those vibrant colors that everyone wants so badly. It's just beautiful. It really, really sets off the backdrop, makes it pop. It's just beautiful. Okay, since we're talking about shooting, we're gonna go ahead and talk about posing. So posing is something that I am very passionate about. I love posing. It's probably one of my favorite parts of photography, which my favorite part of photography is the actual shooting. I don't like sitting at my computer. I love interacting with the kids. I love shooting them. It's just a blast for me. So these scenes I like are, you know, your brain tells you that it's outside because it's, you know, outside of a Nutcracker shop or a teddy bear shop or an egg shop. I don't know, whatever you're shooting. So that tells you that there could be snow, there could be wind. And so we like a lot of movement in our shots. So I will tell the girls to, you know, go back and forth in their pretty dresses, and then I'll even tell them pretend like there's snow, and so they'll pretend like there's snow, and I'll say look up at the snow, and they look up at the snow. Or I will give them the Nutcracker and I'll say, okay, hold the Nutcracker, play with the Nutcracker. I'm going to show you those on the screen really quick. So you can see there that they are playing in the snow, they're going back and forth in the snow. They are playing with the Nutcracker, laughing at the Nutcracker, holding the Nutcracker. And then when I also have them put the hat on, so when I also have them put the hat on, I will have them hold the hat, tilt with the hat, do their head. I mean, there's all different things that you can do with props. I will also do some different poses. You're fine to put them on the ground and blur out the backdrop. I do shoot my studio, the strobes. I do shoot that at a lower aperture. So I can kind of blur out the backdrop. I'll have them sit on the floor. If there's siblings involved, I'll have them look at each other and laugh. And that movement with the snow, it's just so magical, and I just love it. I love the interaction between siblings. Even if they hate each other, they can like each other for a second. I'll say, look at your sister, and they'll look down at each other like this. Or I'll say, look at each other and laugh, and they'll look at each other and laugh like this. We just have a lot of fun, and I just love the interaction. I love the movement in the shots. These street scene backdrops are just really a blast to shoot. They really are. The kids have fun, Mom loves it, and I love it too.